The girl. Let her go. Shut up! Come closer, and I kill her. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. First client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. It was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Six years earlier, Mia Fey, first trial. February 16th, 9:24 a.m., District Court, Defendant Number 4. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. We are here in case number 4, Turnabout Beginnings, and yet another flashback. In the first case of this game, we learned about Mia Fey and how she had been away from the courtroom for a whole year because her previous case had traumatized her badly. And that's what this case is about. It will reveal a lot of things. So, let's get started. I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm going to die. I never should have accepted this case. Eek! Good morning. Mr. W. Mia. I didn't do nothing. I swear, I didn't kill nobody. Terry Falls, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now a prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax them. So why did you escape anyway? Oh gosh, eek! I'm sorry. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere. But, Mr. Falls, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Sorry. I told a little lie. Oh boy. But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? I'm really sorry. They sentenced me to die 5 years ago. I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear it. I didn't kill her. I could never do that. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. And about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believed that Terry Falls did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. So that much is true. He did meet with a victim. But I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive. It's true. I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. Ha! Whoa. not going to figure out the truth by just staring at the guy. Why are you here? I came to see how a little kitten was doing all alone in the big, scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Where's Mr. Grossberg? Ha! That old man is probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Well, not good enough. After all, it's me, Diego Armando. Well, he looks awfully familiar. Wonder who he could be. I didn't say. So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney in Grossberg Law offices, is here for me? No. You've got all wrong. Today you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine an escaped death row convict for a first client. Yeah, thanks. I sure wish I could get out of it, though. Ha! Relax. I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. Really? However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation as a genius since beginning his law career. Genius? Well, it's about time to hit in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours. It's go time. Our solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple, childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. February 16th, 10 a.m., District Court, Court number 4. Oh boy, the Canadian judge? I don't even do a Canadian accent. I'm not going to butcher it, but I'll do my best. Just don't try to hang me for it. Court is now in session for the trial of Terry Falls. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh. He looks familiar. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand my lawyers for both sides are newcomers. Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. Ooh. You should recognize this outfit from the case number 5 from the first game. It was on display in his office. So you're the new prosecutor everyone is talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. I guess a little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? Come on, Mia. You can't lose. Not to someone younger than you. Young people running a trial. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently found on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Is that correct? Precisely. The defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policeman was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Falls was responsible for her death? You got it, kitten. Pardon me. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Ms. Terry Falls, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. I see he's doing the Von Karma finger wag. A witness's testimony? The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Falls and the scene, and later testified against him. She said she witnessed Mr. Falls throw his young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. So Miss Hawthorne's testimony was one that put him away. That policewoman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be exactly the victim. The same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Aha, I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago. With only one thing on his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty.
Objection!
Wait a minute. That's not right. At least to hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor. Grr. Watch yourself, Miss Fey. I'm not sure I care for your word choice or your tone of voice. Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I called the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. Oh, it's him. Witness, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. I only got promoted to Detective Division half a year ago. I don't believe anyone asked you about that. Hey, ma'am, you got any idea how much work it takes? What is it? You're really gorgeous. Excuse me? No, seriously, my heart. I'm taking for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up for an attempt so quick that something other than your heart will break. Okay, I got it. Now, Detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir. Right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran on the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. That much is already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Yes, sir. I gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. I'll say it's old. It's falling apart. And the river runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there, on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir. I see. I see. Dusky Bridge map added to the court record. Bridge located 40 feet above Eagle River. Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that it even met there. Your Honor, if you listen to the testimony we have prepared, I am sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm not sure I like you, wagging your finger at me as though I was some hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir. Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay now, listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake, and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me and get ready. Summary of the incident. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked him to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Falls. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk, and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination. Coming right up. Hey, settle down there, kitten. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here. The courtroom can be a cold battlefield, all right, especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean, defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginner in here. Ha! You got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you've got, kitten. It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all last night watching? Alright. Let's press on this one. This unknown person, you have no idea who it might be, right? Sorry, but I'm afraid I do. What? The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Falls. What? The defendant? The defendant called her? Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Falls. A note? Yeah, a top secret memo that she left on her desk. Victim's note added to the court record. Confidential police materials written by the victim. According to this note, it seems that one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Falls. Whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me? Ha! Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. I've heard that phrase before. It's the detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person. Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to. Was that a trap? With that cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky. Mr. Falls had a car then? Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, high odds, right? What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. This guy is sure about how he feels about anything. This is the photo of the stolen car's trunk. Actually, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there. Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable. She's dead, Judge. Crime photo added to the court record. A photo of the trunk of Fall's car. The victim. She was stabbed in the back, correct? Yeah. Ha. For some reason, women always seem to get stabbed in the back. We're talking about a woman here. You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck to her back nice and firm. The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car? Here's a photo of the trunk. I don't see anything strange, do you? Anyway. I disagree. Let's see here. February 14th. 21 p.m. Falls 4:30 p.m. at Bat Bridge. Wear a white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. The whole truth must come out.
Objection!
Witness. What is it? You have something to say, Miss Fey? I'm sorry. I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever actually had to address someone like this. Like that. Grr. You should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Fey, I'm not sure I like this. Say there, little kitten. Want a piece of my coffee candy? Candy? Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee. Grr. Come on, Mia. Shake it off. You're a lawyer. Hang on. He's 27. Okay. I'm not sure how old Mia is, but... Anyway. Detective? Yes, ma'am? This photo. You said that there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct? Yeah, that's what I said. Well then, I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim. In the note, it very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like, thus the special request. I have one very simple question for you, Detective. Where is the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. When you stopped there, you should have looked for it. The caller told her to wear it to identify herself, so I expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you are searching for, so this before, is it this one, perchance? That looks blue, and smeared with what looks like dirt. Where did you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. I was there first, and decided I conduct my own investigation. Why? Why didn't you tell me? I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know. That hotshot sure has a flair for the dramatic. It's not exactly white, as the caller requested. But as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. It looks like it spent some time in the mud. Not surprising. It was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edgeworth, he was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time. The court will accept the scarf into evidence. Scarf added to the court record, worn by the victim and the time of the incident, found on Dusky Bridge. Now, if the attorney for the defense has finished embarrassing himself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is alright with you, isn't it, Miss Fey? Or would I like to wrap this scarf around his smarmy little neck? Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively and with hard evidence that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Falls did indeed meet on that bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred there. That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it. Ugh. Everything is moving at his whim. Don't forget, kitten. There's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. A genius, huh? Events on Dusky Bridge. Actually, there was an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. This must have been when the scarf fell off. Looking at this photo, you really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. There's about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say there was a well-intentioned third party. Aha! A potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. When is this photo added to the court record? Seems to have been taken by the witness. So, as you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. Ah! The truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes, it's quite obvious. He is clearly guilty. Not again. That's not fair. I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean, Okay. I don't want to do any unnecessary, pressing. Is that part of the witness's testimony as well? Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back and she fell down right on her stomach. I remember that happening on one myself. It was really brutal. Brutal? Is that a Canadian thing? Are you talking about seeing someone get pushed, or you're the one getting pushed? What does it mean that you pushed someone down like that once? With his mind-boggling tales and the way he said brutal, I wonder if he's Canadian. Oh. Yeah, he's Canadian, alright. Ha. Save you a nasty look for the right person. Huh? Take a look. Poor baby. The courtroom record seems to have wet itself. Hey, why don't you spill your coffee? The court record, huh? That must have been when the scarf fell off. okay?
Objection!
There we go. So the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Yeah, and fog too. Just a generally soggy atmosphere. Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere. But this is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk. Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right. And by all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right. What is it about this photo of the trunk that doesn't fit with the conditions that day? I think it's her coat. It appears to be dry as a bone. Naturally, the answer is right here. The victim's coat? As far as I could see, there was nothing strange about it. That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. The dusky bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on the top of the bridge, then the front of the coach would have been covered with mud. Oh, that's exactly right. The other day, I fell on a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. Playoff beard?
Objection!
I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge was itself muddy. If your honor had fallen in a shower instead of on a muddy street, your glorious huggy beard, part of the legal league, would be wet, but not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? The surface of the bridge? Huh? Ha! A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this. Neither would a real woman. Of course I can. Here is the evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. Is it the scarf? It is pretty muddy. Yeah, I think it's the scarf. The evidence is this scarf. Oh, it should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud. Ugh. No, I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo. Hey, same to you, buddy. Miss Fey's assertion makes perfect sense to me.
Objection!
I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? Huh? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we? Alright. It's not like he's really giving me a choice here. Ha! You're doing pretty well for a little kitten. Mr. Armando, no matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, or the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated that she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence is one of those three. What you said just now, I'm not sure I like that. That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado over here that said it. Okay, I'm sorry. I have to know how to pronounce that word. Give me a second here. A-F-I-C-I-O-N-A-D-O.
Aficionado. Passionné.
Aficionado. Okay. It was the coffee aficionado over here that said it. This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence as the flimsy scam it really is. Yes, the false evidence in this case is the... I think it's a photo, actually, but, the witness's testimony. Interesting. Yeah, they cannot push him from behind because Falls was facing her to the front. So as a testimony. It is a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? Yeah, that's what the witness told us. That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. That's true. Ha! It's not just true, it's the truth. If there was a truly decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that boy wonder over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time. What Mr. Edgeworth just said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? Now, let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. Witness, what is your name and occupation? Whoa. I know who that is. Oh, you should too. It was so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. Oh! Now look at you. How can I put it? Look as scrumptious as a double in a dozen donut holes. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a fruit just to have a bite. Hey, not so fast. As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise their care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Miss Fey, you could have learned a lot from this man. To be such a gentleman, you sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir? Hey, what do you get, my dear? This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause. Not at all. There's no trouble at all. Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? My name is, Melissa Foster. I don't think so. We both know who you really are. I'm a college student. Yeah, I'm a freshman in the literature department. You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct? And you were the one who took this photo? Is that accurate? Ah! How can you be so mean? Now see here. What are you doing shoving that in your face like that? Huh? But it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous. Next time I'll be forced to penalize you. Uh-oh. I don't like the tune this has taken. Is she staring at me? And you would be... Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Fey. I see. So you are... Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. Oh boy. The witness's photograph. I was using my camera to take the pictures of wildflowers. Then I noticed there were two people sitting up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I heard and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that, I called the police. By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred? I believe the map would be of help here. I was standing right over here. First of all, how can you see what was going on with this cliff here? Unless it was a really short cliff, you could not have seen the two people here at all. I was sitting in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs. So you took the photo from that location, eh? I borrowed the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to. Ho ho, what a cute camera, just like its owner. Camera added to the court record. Melissa Foster took the witness's photo with this, a small but powerful model. Alright then, Miss Fey, time for your cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again, and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel. Okay. Right. Interesting. There you go. Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you meant? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other. You testified that you saw the two of them starting to fight. Normally, that's the kind of thing that we would refer to as a crucial moment. Why have you presented a photo like that? Well, you see, the photo we presented was the only one there was. But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it. Don't. Or saying Homer Simpson? Is that it? My apologies, young lady. This Fey's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit. He can certainly downplay a situation, can't he? I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up. The film, I mean. You ran out of film? This photo was the last one. What? Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all the other photographs that you took that day. All the other photos of the witness herself, playing among the wildflowers. The witness herself? Then who took the photos? Well, you see, the camera has a timer feature built into it. So you took the photos of yourself? I remember taking some photos of myself once. Two. Please, no details. It seems that Miss Fey's assertion was not so decisive after all. Wait, just a minute. Well, if she had no film left, she couldn't very well taken more pictures, eh? Miss Foster, perhaps then you could tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of the incident that you took with your very own eyes. Oh boy. Well, midnight here. Luckily I don't work until 10:30 tomorrow. Well, today I suppose. This is the 28th now. Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet. Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed. Yes, Mr. Judge. Boy, this guy is really a sucker for sweet talk. Ha! It looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention. Yeah, and sickening. Oh, we're still on cross-examination? Interesting.
Objection!
Oh, I guess not. I don't think anything of it. How about you? Okay. Wait a second. Oh, I'm an idiot. This is what I should have presented right here.
Objection!
What? Wait a second. Wait a second. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. There we go. Witness, your testimony is a joke. Huh? What? But I just... Miss Fey, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry. One short testimony and two bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse. You see there were two contradictions? It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram on the area. According to her testimony, the two of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were, and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then, she would have hit a dead end. She said 10 yards, but she couldn't have went more than even 5. Because this bridge is collapsed on that side. Ah! What does all this mean? It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it. This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court?
Objection!
Just a moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. What do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram. What did you say? What are you referring to? It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints of it. So you're saying? I'm saying that even though this bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that it can prove that the bridge was broken during the incident. That's ridiculous. You can actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence. Ha! That guy is good. Huh? What do you mean? He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, all right. That diagram on the bridge was his insurance policy. What? That coward. Well, Miss Fey, it seems that you've once again made a reckless accusation. I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself. No. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault at all. Now then, should we go on with the trial? I'd like to see it to establish, once and for all, what it was that the witness actually saw. Indeed. All right, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony? But it's so hard to go on. We're all on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. Running from the crime. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms, and he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body was safe hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. Witnessing such a violence must have been difficult. Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up. If he accepts this testimony as it is, we're finished. Don't say that. Oh well. Maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. Make sure it's not très bien. I make a really great matcha latte. This trial isn't over yet. Ha! That's what I like to hear. Alright, Miss Fey, your cross-examination, if you please. The contradictions is staring you right in the face, Mia. Go on the attack. Okay. Um, Interesting. Okay, I think this is correct.
Objection!
Good. The killer is not wanting his victim to be found. I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. Well, what is it? Take another look at a map of the area and you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at that same spot above the Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the water. Order. I'm not sure if I'd be careful the way you put that, Miss Fey, but I must admit it does seem odd not to have thrown the body into the river. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth? How sad. Perhaps Miss Fey would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature. What are you talking about? My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw. Quite true. Miss Fey, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all.
Objection!
But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous.
Objection!
Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car? That's certainly inconsistent with what the witness has told us. Ugh. Please, witness, go on with your testimony. Oh, don't try. All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you. I can't talk right now. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again. Who is he talking about? Alright, I'll do my best. After he zapped in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time. Done what? Made a crucial mistake. A crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Fey? The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. You're saying that you saw that, right? With your very own eyes? Yes, and? It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at that diagram. The place you claim to have taken the photo from the day is here. Do you see what I mean? Let me try to see the car. This outcropping of rock is directly in the way. Ah! That's right, Mr. Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car.
Objection!
I admitted the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car. That's right. It's not high at all. I was able to see this car just fine. I'm sorry, so sorry. That just doesn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge. The outcropping that is being referred to is really more like a cliff. Oh. Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff. But still you claim to have been able to see the killer's car. Oh, no! Order in the court. Where's the meaning of all this ballyhoo?
Objection!
Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. In fact, the escapee fell in the stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing the murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it.
Objection!
She was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes. Mr. Judge? What is it? I think I must have remembered some things wrong.
Hold it!
Hey, wait a minute. You can't just say that.
Objection!
Miss Fey, no one on this face of the planet is perfect. Yes, indeed. Quite true. You know what they say? To err is human, to forgive divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to the witness here. What? That's not fair. Ha! Save the tears for later, kitten. Mr. Armando, don't look back until the trial is over. Now is the time to go forward. But that wasn't fair. Okay, kitten. You need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. So tell me, how did she know that? How did she know that he broke into the trunk? Aha! Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're going to have to allow very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom. Well, I'm certain that you broke into the trunk because there were marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain they were scratch marks from where he poked into it. What? Let me see that photo. It's true. They certainly look like scratch marks around the keyhole. It's obvious that this trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss Fey, are you satisfied? The judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. What she just said. Is there a contradiction in there somewhere? It doesn't work. Mr. Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself. What? You said you were in a field taking photos of wild flowers. But even so, you knew about the scratches. question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? Finally, I finally got her. Ha! I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. And perhaps it would be faster if Miss Fey explained herself. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was... I believe it's this one. She put the corpse in herself. There's only one way that the witness had the chance to see those scratches. Yes, what is it? Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed it into the corpse, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was Melissa Foster. It was you that did it, wasn't it? That's ridiculous. I could never. It was the man in the prison garb. He's the one that... I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Falls had been the one who put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open. But he stole the car. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting in a red light. Which means that he would have been... has still been in the ignition. Oh, I see. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we never would have uncovered the truth. It couldn't have been Mr. Falls that put the body in the trunk. No!
Objection!
Preposterous. To even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how would you explain the photo that she took? The corpse could only have been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. And we only know that at the time, she was taking photographs. Instant camera, anyone? Now's your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is the shutter, so that this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself. Oops, the camera. Let's take a look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Why? It's almost as if she had brought this camera just to take this picture.
Objection!
What are you trying to say then, Miss Fey? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed? Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes. She was somewhere else. Exactly. She was not in the field. Will the defense please explain further? Listen, this is the crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? In answering that question, will also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer the point of this question. Where was Melissa Foster when the incident on the bridge occurred? That would be right here. Naturally, the witness was right here. But that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing. Order. Miss Fey, what on earth? Your Honor, if I may. At the party with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, you could only have been before the defendant met the victim.
Objection!
I'll ask the 9. Of course, Mr. Falls met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to have put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Falls.
Objection!
You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne.
Objection!
What? I've never heard of anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Then who exactly is the victim in this photo? It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. What? There's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Falls met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Me? Let's remember that it was rainy and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne.
Objection!
The defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted.
Objection!
But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in a federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore. You're just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof? I've got it all right here. This piece of evidence will pull its gates wide open. At the time of the incident, Mr. Falls had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne looked like. Is it the scarf? Yeah, indeed the scarf itself or the victim's note.
Take that!
Mr. Falls had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification, namely this muddy scarf. It was Mr. Falls who requested that she wear this scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as they were wearing a scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be the Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster? No. Where's Miss Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby. It's obvious that Miss Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together. The only question is, why did she do it? Well, isn't that obvious? She's the real culprit. Ha! Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Until then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies. Yes, Your Honor. Understood. Very well, this court is in recess. To be continued. Finally. Well, that will do it for this video, everyone. So, until next time, I hope you enjoyed this one. And if you did, go ahead and hit that like button. And next time, we will continue this case. So have a great rest of your day, and take care.